People of Earth, how are you? My name is Al. Across the table from me is Joe. Hi, Joe.
Hey, Al.
And together, we're kind of right.
Kinda.
Right. Kind of right. That's us.
Sometimes we don't even remember what we say.
The only reason why I'm here tonight is, once again, I did not win Powerball Tuesday. So,
Why would that?
or Wednesday last
Why
night.
would that make a difference?
I would definitely never, ever do a podcast with you ever again if I won fucking Powerball.
Well, that's not very nice, Al.
Well, why would I lie? I'm not going to lie to you.
So are you saying that your podcast experience is only for financial gain?
No, obviously not. But the experience of me winning ridiculous amounts of money to do what I want to do would take me to other parts of the fucking earth, and they would be nowhere near this fucking podcast studio. You know what I mean? I'm just being honest.
I don't know if I'd move.
Well, I would probably still have a house, probably in the Plymouth or Duxbury. And, yeah, but I wouldn't be there very much. I'll tell you that much right now. I would probably exercise and travel. That's what I would do. Travel and exercise. Exercise while I travel.
Where would you go?
A lot of places that I haven't been. I would probably end up in places like Hong Kong, Singapore, Australia. I'd probably end up somewhere in the Caribbean. I'm not too wild about the Mediterranean. I'm all set. Caribbean I'd spend, and I would probably see, be in Australia and then start hitting fucking tropical islands on the way back to the States that way. You know what I mean? Just to see a little bit of it. You know what I mean?
I do.
Experience it. I'm not looking to live somewhere else, but I would definitely, I think the first thing I would do is travel and fucking do nothing but fucking work out for 6 or 7 hours a day. I could see doing that if I could. You know what I mean?
Sure.
It's actually enjoyable. It's just fucking doesn't get the bills paid. You know what I mean? It's not productive other than, you'll have a nice long life and be healthy, but you'll be fucking poor. You know what I mean?
I do.
I mean, whatever. You asked me what we talked about before we got started the other night. So I haven't done a show review in a while. For those of you who didn't listen, which is none of you, because we don't get new listeners. So all of you who heard the show know that we talked about Donald Trump and Morning Joe. You talked about Morning Joe for a while. Do you remember that at all? Does that ring a bell?
A little.
Morning Joe and Mika, and you went a little bit. It was your longest study of those two, by the way, to date.
Well,
They're in the top 10 focal points of your ire.
I dislike both of them.
Right.
And it used to not be that way, but they like a lot of the other people just went, the train came off the tracks
Right.
when this president got elected.
Oh, yeah.
So all rational talk, all, any attempt at being like not biased, that just all went out the window.
Right.
And it was just, it's become, it's a show of hate. What can we talk about?
I don't know if he even really hates Trump, by the way. I think he takes a kind of a cute position. He kind of fucking is saying to everyone, get over this fucking Russia thing right now. He just thinks Trump, he can't stand that Trump's an outsider. Joe Scarborough is an insider, by the way. You know what I mean?
Well, Joe Scarborough is a converted.
Legislator.
No, he's a fucking redneck. First of all,
Yeah.
from the
Panhandle.
of Florida, and where everybody down there fucks dogs, including his family.
Right.
And now he's a Greenwich, Connecticut elitist, and that's how he ended up. And he ended up marrying this douchebag, who's just one of the dumbest human beings I've ever witnessed on television. I mean, I've witnessed how absolutely dumb she is.
Right.
And I'm not saying this, there's a lot of smart women on television. She's not one of them. She's dumb.
Who is the smartest woman on television, Joe?
The smartest woman on television?
Currently. Or ever. Barbara Walters. She that smart?
I don't know. Well, first of all, I don't know who the women are on television anymore.
I gotta say, can I just fucking say something right now? As far as television, a visual medium goes, and women, I'm not looking for smart women on TV. I'll tell you right now, what I'm looking for is to fucking get up and before I get dressed, scroll through the local news stations in the morning when I get up and see who's wearing what. You know what I mean? What is fucking Sherry Spear, the weather goddess on whichever channel she's on, wearing this morning with her gym-toned body and big fake boobies? You know what I mean?
I don't know who she is.
I'm not. Whatever. That's what I'm talking about. Women on TV.
Well,
TV is a visual medium. All right.
You want to see women in scantily clad clothes, and you don't really care what.
It doesn't have to be
about.
exactly scantily clad, but it's going to need to be tight, and you're going to need to be showing your ample cleavage. And if you don't have big tits, you don't get hired on my fucking TV station. All right.
Well, how tremendously
Roger Ailes like of me? No, he wasn't like that, was he? He just tried to finger him.
Oh, of course he was like that. That's why they all wear scantily clad.
Yeah. It's like every woman on that
dresses and
fucking network is a looker
with pumped up tits.
Yeah. And by the way, don't go too big, ladies. But nothing wrong with fake boobies. Just don't get them too big. You know?
No, there's nothing wrong with fake tits.
Do you actually know anyone personally who has fake boobs?
Yeah.
Do you? I'm trying to think. I used to. And no one I've got a hug from in a while has fake boobs. You know when you get that hug, you know what I mean? Those are fake fucking tits.
I think they've come
Can we
a
say
long
tits?
way
I
with
forget.
fake
We
tits.
don't say that word much. Can I say that? Is that all right?
What?
Tits.
Yeah.
All right, cool.
See, the problem is with our current culture is they don't want to. They want to get rid of masculinity. They want that gone. They want everybody to be feminine.
By the way, not all women want that, by the way. By they, you mean the lunatics.
Well, I'm talking
The
about
lunatics.
the people that have a voice on television.
Yeah.
There's a I would say that there's a majority of them that want masculinity done away with, which is insane because everything was built by men, and everything will continue to be built by men
Until AI takes over, which we also talked about on show 110.
right. And then you could have true
109. This is 110.
and that's not because women aren't smart enough. You know, they keep talking about the patriarchy, how there's this patriarchy that needs to be dissolved, this evil hierarchy that's existed forever, and that needs to be broken so that women can have a fair shot. But the problem is that women are given for the most part, they have equal opportunity.
Lately, anyway. That's for sure. Hey, is Rachel Maddow the smartest woman on TV? We talked about her too on Show 1.
Rachel Maddow?
Briefly.
I don't know. I don't know whether she's. How do you know?
Think she's a decent broadcaster?
No, I don't think.
I find her really entertaining.
She's not a journalist.
I don't watch her. I don't watch her at all regularly. I mean, at all regularly.
She's.
But when I do happen upon it,
I never watch her
I think she's
because
funny.
I think she's gross.
Oh, see, I don't.
So you have to
You
get
gotta
past the.
I think we've had this conversation.
She's fucking gross.
She's not
to
gross.
look at.
She's not gross to look at.
Yeah,
she's
she
actually
is.
pleasant looking.
Gross.
She's very pleasant looking. I feel like guys. No, I take that back. Actually, I think she's lovely. I really do. Hey, we talked about wall phones, Joe.
Well, I don't think she's lovely.
Yeah.
I think she's gross, and I think she's an opinion journalist.
Yeah.
She's not a journalist.
No.
She's an op-ed.
Yeah,
She's an
yeah.
op-ed
She's not
show.
an impartial observer. She's a fucking columnist.
She cries a lot.
She's a columnist.
She cries a lot.
By the way, we had talked about that too, and neither of us really saw the part where I actually saw it this weekend. I saw more of it.
Did she actually cry, or did she just sort of
She
well
wasn't
up?
sobbing, but there was fucking tears coming out of her eyes. Her eyes weren't just wet. Her eyes were red, and tears were coming out at one point.
Well,
she
that's
held
a
it together,
sign
but
of how
mental
crazy she really is.
right.
Because if you're gonna fucking cry
Yeah.
because someone didn't do anything wrong,
Right.
then you're obviously
That's
a
basically
fucking
what it boils
crazy
down to.
person. You're a crazy person.
Right.
I don't care whether it's, I would be glad to know that if this was a Democratic president and I hated his guts, that he wasn't a crook.
You know what I've been seeing?
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, this is so stupid too.
They wanted him to be a crook so bad.
I keep seeing headlines that say, "Does the media owe Trump an apology?" I'm like, first of all, they never would. This is a stupid question. They would never, ever, ever, ever apologize. It's just stupid to even think it. You know what I mean? But this guy is the subject of such fucking hate.
Oh, he's
It's-
wicked hated.
So fucking hated by half the people in the country. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Who just don't get it. They don't get it. I don't know what they're all up in arms about. And a lot of them, most of them, are fucking educated people who you and I went to fucking college with.
Well,
So
I
many
think
people
they-
I fucking went to college with think that I couldn't. They think it's an act that I like him and that I voted for him. And that I predicted that he would be president well
Did
before.
they vote? Did they think Hillary? Did any of them think
They all-
Hillary was a good choice?
They think that she was by far the most qualified person, whatever that means. And who knows, maybe she was.
So the fact that she was a filthy, lying criminal.
Nope, that's fine by them. It's okay. That's okay if Hillary does that shit.
Somehow those Clintons were able to, although not so much now. I mean, like Bill Clinton's kind of a pariah because, and only because his wife ran for president.
He had some sway on that tarmac with Loretta Lynch, though, didn't he?
If he had never fucking, if she had never run, he would have kept his, like, you know, his stature. But his stature
She ruined
was-
his legacy.
Yes, she did.
She became his legacy, unfortunately. That's what it was.
Well,
she
I
became
mean,
his legacy.
It's not.
That's the deal with the devil, Bill. That's the deal you made with the devil, son.
Well, she ruined it because she got Trump to bring up all of his past accusers, and that did not, in a time when there were a lot of people that didn't know because they were too young.
You hear that apocryphal story about Bill and Hillary? Like, what happens if she won the fucking the coin toss? Someone posited a story once that the two of them were, equally educated and whatever the fuck and ambitioned. And they fucking flipped a coin to see which one of them would become governor and then president. And Bill won. So she's helped him do it. But the legend goes that it could have been her. So you can imagine if she became president first, do you think?
Yeah, but I don't.
Do you think he would have ended up wrecking her legacy?
No, I don't. Believe.
No, I don't buy the story either. But it's what do you call it?
She wouldn't have moved to Arkansas.
Yeah. What do they call it? Something
So that she could
alternate
further her
reality
career. So she moved to Arkansas because
she lost a coin flip.
No, because she had a major. He's a gifted politician. Everybody knew it.
Yeah.
She's not a gifted politician. I don't believe actually she's gifted at anything except just having a massive ego.
Yeah.
I mean, her gift is that she has this insane ego. If you can just totally tune out all the shit that's coming at you that says how horrible you are.
Yeah.
And she's had to go through this twice. Now, she lost to Obama, and she found ways to blame everybody else for that. And then she lost to Trump, and she went around on a book tour blaming everybody else as to why she lost.
Right.
When it was 100% her fault.
Well, she's a terrible candidate. That's
and she didn't even listen to her
General
own
Election
husband,
101.
who told her that she had to go and fucking campaign in these states because the numbers were showing signs of real problems.
Yeah.
And she blew them off. And it wasn't her campaign people. It was her.
So she blew off what? Ohio, Pennsylvania.
Bill Clinton was speaking to her on the phone, and he threw the phone off the roof of some building in Arkansas because she wouldn't listen to him.
Now, what's this story from?
This is a story that's I've already said on this podcast probably twice.
I don't think so. I would remember.
And it's a story that was reported. I don't know, but it wasn't a shit. It wasn't like the fucking.
It wasn't like the coin
like
flip
a Washington
story.
Post story or a New Yorker type story. It was
Sure.
a lengthy story, and I read the because it was.
So the writer was with Bill.
He saw that she was. He was looking at the numbers, being the politician that he is. He's a great observer of shit, and he said, "This is trouble, and you need to do something about it." And she just blew it off.
Did she blow it off out of some sort of weird fucking self-sabotage? Or because... No, I'm just saying...
How do I know?
I'm asking you to conjecture, that's all. Or was it because she
want me to
just...
guess?
Oh, it's a horrid
Because she's an
cunt.
awful cunt.
Yeah.
Who thinks that she knows better than everybody else.
Right.
And she's a horrible decision maker. It's like John Kerry. Not dumb, just a terrible decision maker.
Was that throwing the phone off about 16 or 08? The last one, yeah. Well, whatever. It's documented that Hillary Rodham Clinton was the absolute worst candidate ever nominated by certainly in modern United States presidential politics, no doubt about it. I mean, sounds like John McCain's starting to go down as maybe history looking at him as a pretty poor candidate as well. But, he was running against the anointed one. Yeah, John McCain was horrible. Boy, the Republicans sure could have used anybody above average, but I don't know. Who knows? It is what it is, you know what I mean? At least old shit didn't get too bad on Barry's watch that Trump can't fix it. Or hasn't already, by the way. Fucking... The economy's booming. Everyone's working. We're still paying a lot of taxes. The housing's going good. Wouldn't you say housing's going good, at least in your own little micro economy?
Yeah, it's okay. There's weird signs out there. But I think Barry is the reason there is a Trump.
Oh, really?
Like the country voted for the cool guy, and he was cool. He was a great speaker.
Yeah, smooth.
Best speaker I've ever heard. I mean, better than Bill Clinton. Just knew he could bring you to tears in a speech. Obama was that good.
Yeah.
And so we voted for the cool guy that could speak, that knew nothing. And
Well, he certainly didn't know how to run anything. I mean,
no, he didn't know how to do anything.
right.
And he didn't even know where to look to get the right people to do anything.
Yeah.
And if they gave him, the difference between him and Trump is that you can hire the right people, but he had no capacity to make a decision on the other end. Like if you brought in, I don't know, who's the Wall Street guy? His last name is Rubin, who they brought in. He's been in several presidential. He was a Goldman Sachs guy. I can't think of his first name, but his last name was Rubin. And Trump could listen to him and actually follow what he's saying.
Right.
I don't think Obama could follow what he was saying.
Right.
Or be able to parse out the stuff.
And not out of
bullshit.
stupidity, just out of
No, you
inexperience.
just don't know.
Fucking inexperience. Another reason why, Trump was, he's actually kind of qualified to be running the country.
Well, he's much more qualified as an executive than, say, Hillary Clinton or Barack Obama combined.
And that's what the president of the United States is, after all. They are
He's an executive.
It's the executive branch, son. None
But he
of them
doesn't
are-
run it like a business. He doesn't.
Well, you can't anyway.
The thing about Trump is Trump knows how to play the game. And it's so funny to watch
Dave Rubin.
Dave Rubin. It's so funny to watch how, wow, he's going to lose it any day now. He's under so much pressure, and then you see him, and he's got a big smile. I don't think he fucking feels any pressure.
Right.
He's not aging. Not that you could tell because he's orange and with that fucking hair.
He's fucking massive, too, by the way, man. That's
Well,
a big
he
boy.
He doesn't exercise, and he eats junk food.
He eats what he wants. And he just probably has some wacky futuristic technology no one knows about. His fucking arteries are constantly being routed out by some sort of, sonic fucking blast,
I remember
that only a billionaire can pay for.
reading an article about him like 30 years ago. And, so like some woman, and this is only when, I don't even think it was internet. I think I read it in the paper. So it was, Boston Globe or something. And it was whether it was a picked up New York Times story, but a woman went and spent a day with Trump. And at the end, basically, at the end of the article, she wrote, being with Trump is like being on a motorcycle going 100 miles an hour, and at the end of the day, you just have a bunch of bugs in your teeth.
Right.
He gets up, and he's nonstop. Now, they're talking, like I've heard this on Joe Rogan. They're like, this guy he's got to be on fucking speed. And I guess apparently there's, I don't know whether there's reports that he's been on speed. I haven't looked. But
Who's on speed?
Trump.
I don't think so, man.
Speed.
That's why I'm saying
What are you talking about here?
But I'm like, it's just not even possible the guy's on speed. Just stop.
Well, he could be on Adderall.
He'd be dead.
But I don't think he is. This has been Trump. It's been Trump for as long as Trump was just so amazingly productive, and prolific. And he's been that way since he's been in the public eye.
Right.
He's moving at twice the pace of the average person.
He gets done. That's what he does.
He gets shit finished.
Yeah, man. Yeah, he's a finisher. That's for fucking sure.
He
And whether it
starts
works
shit
out,
and he finishes shit.
yeah, if it works out, great. Sometimes it doesn't. When
Well,
you
and
throw
I
a
think-
lot of shit at the wall, not everything's going to work out. Not every casino is going to work out, or any of them. But, man, he must have had fun with them for however long he did that. You know what I mean?
What's that?
The casino thing.
Well, he went out and started. This was in the early 80s when he went down and started buying land because that was the only place in the country other than Las Vegas where you could gamble.
Right.
So when Atlantic City was the only place in the country where you could gamble on the East Coast, it made a lot of sense to build as many casinos as you could because this is where people could go on the East Coast.
Yeah.
And then slowly Indian casinos started opening up, and why the fuck go, once they built Foxwoods, why would you ever go to Atlantic City?
I know. Just for the experience of fucking going to more than one casino. That's about it. Atlantic City's a fucking dump, by the way. Have you ever been there?
Of course.
The boardwalk's
Several
fun. I've stayed. The only
None of it's nice. It's all a dump.
I like the boardwalk. I like the vibe. I like the vibe of the boardwalk, I have to say. But I did stay at the Taj. I stayed at the Taj, played in the U.S. Poker Open. That was when I was doing the poker thing on the road for a little while. And that place was a dump. He had two other casinos. One was medium and one was really nice. You don't play poker there. They play poker at the dumps. By the way, Foxwoods is a dump, and so is Mohegan Sun. They're all dumps. I'm going to see Peter Frampton Labor Day at Mohegan with my brother-in-law. I haven't bought tickets for a big show in years. Frampton, did we talk about Frampton and he's with his thing, his nerve damage?
Yeah, I thought he couldn't play.
No, he can play. He's announced a tour like 4 weeks ago, simultaneously with his announcement about his nerve damage.
So he's just going to play until he can't play.
He has like a 16 or 20 date tour, something like that, and 3 of them are around here. Labor Day is at Mohegan. I got tickets for that, and then he's playing at whatever they call Harbor Lights now. I think it's called. I think Rockland Trust bought that place, like the Rockland Trust Pavilion now. You want to talk about South Boston?
No,
The Bank
I've
of
never
Boston
been.
Pavilion. You never been to that place, Harbor Lights?
Is that the thing they like erect for the summer?
No, it stays up there. It's just open air, kind of semi-covered, so you can't be out there in the winter. They do just a summer program. Anyway, he's playing there a few days later, so if he blows me away at Mohegan, I'll go there. The only problem with that place in South Boston, the sound sucks. Doesn't matter where you sit either. Just it's an echoey cavern. It blows, But Mohegan, they got that sound system down tight. That place, this is going to sound awesome. Frampton's awesome.
There's no. It's all fucking. It's all conjecture. There's nobody's got like any. Why is Trump sniffing all the time? And
You're still talking about speed.
yeah,
He's he's Donald Trump. That's him.
he just has whatever it takes
Man.
to be up.
He's fucking brilliant. He has drive, and
But he's also got stamina.
the fact that he people question this guy's character. Just the fact that he decided to use his fucking powers to be president of the United States, that shows that he's a person of utmost character.
Well,
I'm telling
we
you,
know that he's not of utmost character, but
he's a patriot, Joe, at the very least.
he'll do
He's a patriot.
what needs to be done to win.
Yeah, but you understand what I'm saying? He could have
do.
done whatever the fuck he wanted to this 8 years.
I do.
And he said, you know
and
what?
There's
I'm going to
probably
be fucking
part of him
president.
that wishes.
Although the presidential thing, that's the other thing. He's not president now on a whim. He's had his eyes on it for a while, and he decided
for
this
like
was
30 years.
right.
It was either now or never.
Right.
And to watch a guy come out that everybody thought was a fucking joke. They thought it was a joke that he was going to run.
It was
They thought
some weird gimmick of fucking advertising for his Q rating for the TV show or
Yeah,
whatever.
it's just-
They don't even talk about
he
Q
was
rating.
never
anymore,
going
by
to
the way.
fucking make it. And it was so great.
And even though
even though he's a billionaire, he came across as the complete underdog.
And even though we talk about it, you and I were bummed on election night before it ended. We both early said that he would be the Republican nominee and should be president anyway. You know what I mean?
I said he was going to win.
I said
as soon
it
as
out
he
loud.
really was running.
I said it out loud to my friends down at the bar I was bouncing at, and everyone was like, "You're fucked." You know what I mean? One of my buddies was like, "You think so? Really? I like him too." I'm like, "Yeah, he can win. He'll probably win." But like I said, though, I will admit that my fucking faith was wavered towards the end. Sorry, Donald.
Well,
and it wasn't my faith in you that wavered. It was in
the night
system.
of. I think he thought he was going to lose. That's why he rented out this little shitty ballroom.
He lost by 3 million popular votes and killed her in the fucking.
Well, he killed her
in the
using
fucking
the
electoral
rules of the
college.
game.
No, I know, it's just amazing. That's why the electoral college is wonderful, because it prevents New York, Miami, and San Francisco from electing the president every single fucking time. That's why the electoral college rules. Eat me. You know what I mean?
Well, it's more.
You know what I'm saying.
Yeah, I do.
You could toss L.A. in there too if you want, but
I don't want
Chicago.
I don't want to live like. California is a horror show. California is an absolutely beautiful state, and
As is many of our great states.
they have some of the best weather.
Yes. San Diego's almost perfect.
But the state is run by a slick-back douchebag who is just a fucking asshole. There's no way to get around it. He's a fucking asshole. And he's dumb. Gavin Newsome is a fucking moron. And thank God he California has an income tax rate. There's people that pay their top income tax rate is 13%. That's crazy. They got fucking firefighters and cops making $500,000 a year. The whole place is just it's insanely run. They have a gigantic pension in trillions of dollars in unfunded pension liabilities that, somehow Jerry Brown made that subject go away, but it's still lurking underneath. And there's people leaving California. I think the growth rate is about even, meaning they're gaining as many people as they lose, or the birth rate or whatever. But wouldn't be surprised that would be a receding state in the near future. And that's a big problem.
Right.
Because the thing they have is the beautiful weather in Southern California. But living there is a nightmare. I mean, not just to pay, to buy property, it's insane. And then, getting anywhere is insane.
Right.
And then the cost to live there, as far as what you're going to pay in taxes, and that's insane as well.
Right. It's almost as bad as Massachusetts.
Massachusetts isn't bad at all.
with like gas tax and cigarettes and all
We're
that
like
shit.
right around in the middle.
I think the cigarettes are out of here. I don't smoke anymore, by the way. I am permanently over those fucking things. Thank you. November something. Fucking those fucking shits are expensive. It's $10 a pack for smokes.
Is it?
50 cents a cigarette. Yeah. Never mind smoking yourself into a grave. You smoke yourself right into fucking debtor's prison. There's no such thing anymore. Thank God.
State lost 1 million residents to domestic migration.
The state of Massachusetts?
California.
Oh. I mean, but they probably gained more in illegal. They Probably gained more than left.
Yeah, but they're not going to pay the pensions.
Some fucking earners left is the problem.
They're not going to pay the pensions for the. Going to take a lot of Mexican immigrants to pay a cop a $400,000 a year pension because he gets 80% of his pay.
Yeah. I mean, there's a lot of that going on everywhere, though, isn't there?
Not like this.
No.
I mean, it's one thing to pay somebody $70,000 for the rest of their life, but to pay $400,000, that gets fucking tough. That's a tough thing to keep going. And they don't deserve it. They should be fucking executed.
Yeah, well.
I mean, they're crooks to begin with.
Yeah.
I mean, you can be if all of a sudden, look, you can't blame people for taking like a job that. Well, we're going to pay you $400,000, but I believe that there's a lot of finagling and, let's see how we can get the most. Well, let's take advantage of a situation the best we can, and I'm sure there's a lot of people that did that.
Yeah.
So.
And milked it like the fucking expecting utter that it was.
Yeah. Yeah, milk the shit out of it.
Why not? So, Media Monkey came up on the last show, too.
Yeah.
I mean, briefly. But
Yep.
Media Monkey it fucking works.
It does work.
It helps you fucking keep everything straight, and guess what? No fucking kinks.
No iTunes.
And it's not iTunes, which is a good idea, but... Well, first of all, if you have iTunes on a fucking Windows machine, it's just... It doesn't work out as well as on a fucking Mac. One day I'll have one, Joe. I can't wait. I told you, I took a few new laptops for a test drive just for fun, and all those fucking... Anything that has that Apple on it, it just zips around and it's clean, and you know what I mean? It's just wacky.
Wow.
It's just that much better, But that's fine. You went on about Marty Meehan for a while. Do you remember that?
No,
I mean,
but
he's an inconsequential fucking... I know why you went on about him.
Well, because he's a scumbag that's getting 70...
Right, another
He's getting
one.
700,000 or
Another trough
750,000.
feeder. Yeah.
Just an absolute maggot scum
For a mail-in job.
who has, no fucking experience ever running a university.
Well, he did do UMass Lowell for a while. Now he runs the whole system. He's the de facto head.
He's a dirtbag.
Yeah.
He's a lying lowlife. He's a lawyer. So what do you expect?
Right, that's
just
basically.
another fucking piece of scum.
I got to say, at least you're not contradicting yourself at all, because that's about what you would.
Well, I just remember when he ran for Congress. Yeah. He ran on a platform that I'm only going to stay 2 terms or 4 terms.
Yeah.
2 years, 8 years was all he was going to do or something. And he got voted in, and then it came up. Whatever amount of time he said he was going to do, they were like, okay, well, you're quitting, right? That's it?
Oh, no.
Oh, no. And he had some smarmy fucking...
non-answer.
Yeah, just a fucking dirtbag.
A lawyerly
Just
answer.
a dirtbag.
Yeah.
So, and you knew he was going to fucking, if he could keep winning, he was going to stay.
Yeah.
You just knew he was lying from the get-go. So there's no surprise to it because he's Meehan. Just think of the name, Meehan. It's just, he's a typical Irish lying fucking sack of shit politician.
Right.
And it's not having a lot of Irish in me. I understand why somebody might get offended by that, but there is something about the lying Irish.
Wow.
And the Irish took over the political landscape in Massachusetts and a lot of other places. And they're good at being
Thugs.
lying scum.
Yeah.
And thugs.
Yeah. That's what they are. They're fucking thugs. And that's fine. That's just their nature. And, hey, it takes all kinds to make this world go round, Joe.
It does, and hopefully Marty Meehan ends up in a position where he's beaten with a lock in a sock.
Unrecognizable. Although
death.
he didn't, I mean, Marty Meehan never killed a broad. I mean,
Not that we know of.
not that we know of anyway. Jimmy Bulger did.
No, Marty Meehan's just,
Interesting. He took
pillaging.
over.
He's part of the problem with the university system, charging huge amounts of money, paying himself and cronies
Right.
shitloads of money so that kids can never
Can have a
get out
degree.
from underneath the debt.
The debt, right. And
So
have a degree that they
him
most
and
likely
other
won't use.
greedy fucking scum
Yeah.
like him can make a lot of money.
Yeah.
This is how someone with no talent to really do anything other than be full of shit can make a lot of money.
Yeah.
Get a little politicking going. Get yourself on that fucking UMass gravy train
Right.
and lock down that fucking, what do they call him? It's the superintendent or some fucking, he's the head of the whole UMass college system.
He's president of the University of Massachusetts.
And following in the footsteps of
Not Amherst, the whole thing.
his compatriot, the incredibly corrupt Bill Bulger.
Yeah, it's interesting that Jimmy Bulger and Bill Bulger both came up in a conversation about Marty Meehan.
Yeah, I mean, they're
Thugs.
dirt bags follow dirt bags.
Right. I mean, the whole college thing, my daughter's almost done, but I was thinking about my son this morning because I spent some time with him last night. I couldn't be happier for him that he's not going to college. You know what I mean? He's going to make decent money. That's not for everybody, college. You know what I mean?
No.
It's just not for everyone. I mean,
for a lot of people.
I always joke it probably wasn't for me, but I think it was. Just, if anything, just taught me how to just do the absolute bare minimum to get the fuck by. You know what I mean? It was something that you learn in college. If you gotta go get the degree because your mother has threatened to shoot you in your face if you don't,
Right.
you're gonna do it and just do the absolute least to get it done, to get our done. It's a direct opposite of Donald Trump.
Well, I never knew why I went into what I went into, but it doesn't matter.
It is what it is.
I learned how to learn, and I learned that there are people that are orders of magnitude smarter than you are, and you can sort of talk the same lingo.
A little bit, yeah.
A little bit.
Or at least learn to smile and nod enough at appropriate times.
But there's a lot of people that don't realize that they think until you actually sit down with somebody and you watch somebody just fucking, out of 200 people, the average is a fucking 25 and they get a 95 and you got a 40.
Yeah.
You don't realize until then how much further advanced these people are
Right.
ahead of you. So, and that's one of the greatest things that I think I learned from school is that there truly are people that are just
Wigging out
genius
brilliant.
level
Yeah.
thinkers, and they don't often act it. They don't have. How is it? They're not glowing. They're just, and some of them are fairly sublime. They're not. They're not overly.
Yeah.
It's not meaning having a huge intelligence doesn't mean that you're hugely ambitious either. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, I
Be
mean,
very bright.
hey.
and very lazy.
look at, I'm not, well, you could be very bright and just fucking
Or
Look at a guy like my brother Paul, right? My brother Paul is probably the smartest guy I know personally. Like I didn't know many people like you're talking about who were so fucking crazy smart because I wasn't in science. I was in fucking art. You know what I mean? And it's fucking stupid. You know, there's no fucking geniuses in fucking getting their fucking bachelor's in English. You know what I mean?
Right.
Or in that group of musicians I hung out with, you know. So, you know, probably as far as grades go and academic accomplishment on, you know, without going on to be a PhD, my brother got real good grades. You know what I mean?
Right.
And he's a pretty fucking smart dude. You know what I mean? And
definitely.
He does what he chooses to do, and I wouldn't call him necessarily, what's the word you just used? He's motivated, but he's not.
He's not trying to light the world on
fire. No, he's not trying to light the world on fire. He's trying to maximize his downtime is what he's doing. You know what I mean? So I think there's a lot of guys like that out there, too. You know what I mean? He's definitely one of them. There's a lot of guys like that out there, too. And
hey, how far are we into this thing?
Why, you all done? You bored?
No,
We're on fire. Can you do 5 or 10 more minutes? It's 46 minutes.
Yeah.
I mean,
no, we'll go.
We could. Hour. That's fine. I wanted to do a short show tonight too, Joe. Look at me. I wanted to do a short show too.
No,
We're in the same place.
Sort of like
we're having
fading.
It sucks because we're actually having a conversation this evening.
Fading a little bit.
We haven't had many conversations lately. Although I got to say, I did enjoy having Bob here the other night.
It's always
he actually contributes to the silliness a little bit too. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Yeah. No, I like that he has absolutely he knows a little bit about current events, whatever he sees on his phone, probably,
right,
or hears on the radio, like the news break on sports radio. You know what I mean?
Yep.
But he's got a pretty good grasp on people and things. You know what I mean? Like he's one of these first impression guys. You know what I mean?
He
knows people, so it's kind of interesting to have old Bob around, even though he's the whole ins and outs of all that shit. He doesn't fucking. He'll tell you about every Red Sox game last year, a Bruins game this year, I'm sure. You know?
Well, it's good not to follow this. I like not knowing much about it.
You got to know a little bit, Joe. You got to talk
Well, here's what Trump says. This Adam Schiff, who I've talked about for a lot, because he's just a beady-eyed dog fucker.
Trump wants him to resign.
Schiff should be forced out of office for his collusion delusion.
That's Trump.
Because he's still going on and on about.
Oh yeah, no, he's like, no, there's evidence. There's evidence. He goes, we're gonna bring everyone in. We're bringing everyone in because there is evidence.
This is Schiff.
Yeah.
He's out of his fucking mind.
He's not ever gonna get out of denial. Laura Ingraham had the 5 stages of anger, denial, bargaining, depression, and acceptance. The 5 classic stages of mourning. And she did a little thing on, the wackos. Adam Schiff was 100% the one who represents denial.
Eric Swallow, or as we call Swallowwell.
Yes.
I think his name is Swalwell or something.
Slowell.
I don't know.
Slowell.
He's from California too. And he's just a fucking zombie-eyed cockroach that just knows how to repeat things over and over again. And it doesn't matter. You can throw any curveball at him you want. It doesn't matter. He just says the same thing over and over again.
Over and over.
There is some. Well, we're going to get to the collusion, and this isn't over yet, and it's just what do you want to happen? Do you want us to start making shit up? So, and when is the Hillary investigation going to start?
That's probably why she can't run for president again. She doesn't want to. She's going to fucking raise that fucking red flag. Hey, look at me.
Well,
remember
the investigation, there was supposed to be an ongoing investigation into her fucking emails because Comey let her off the hook.
He did.
Comey let a guilty person skate away.
Just like the Chicago police with Jussie Smollett.
Yeah, what the fuck is up with that?
I don't even understand that story right now. It looks like the Obamas and Jesse Jackson and some other Chicago famous connection person. Fucking, they
But
got him.
Rahm wasn't Emmanuel pissed.
He's out of
about
his
that?
mind. Yeah,
Like somebody pulled some strings for this fucking scumbag.
yeah.
This kid, this asshole. If there's anybody, I'm not a big believer in jail. I don't even know if he should go to jail, but he certainly should be fucking punished.
Well, he should at least be made to go through the fucking judicial system for a while.
Well, now he should be made to fucking suck a bag of dicks.
Well, he'd be way up with that, I think.
Yeah, not the cold dead ones. Just a bunch of fucking various dicks from various animals.
Right. Oh,
And
no.
you have to suck on them until I don't know something happens.
caribou cock. And
Just
shit.
have to suck on dicks for like 20 hours straight.
Right. Again.
Nothing connected to a live animal or something. Here's a fucking horse cock. You gotta suck on, Jussie.
Jussie. Oh, by the way,
What kind of name who fucking names their kid Jussie?
I don't know. I think it's pronounced Jesse, by the way.
Is that another hamster name? Trying to make their kid unique.
Is it short for Justin? I don't even know. You know what I mean? It's a weird name. By the way, you didn't live in New Berlin, Wisconsin, did you?
No.
I think my brother lived there, and then he lived in Waukesha for a little while. Maybe Big Bend. Did you live just in Milwaukee when you lived there?
I lived in Milwaukee.
Yeah. That's where the Powerball winner was lived by the way. New Berlin. One winner, $768 million before taxes. So who cares what it is? 300 after taxes? Who cares?
I'm trying to figure out who... Did the prosecutor just drop all charges? Is that what happened?
Yeah, they did drop the charges, and he forfeited his bond.
How much was his bond?
It was $10,000.
That's it?
Yeah, and I think he had to
So
do
was this
some
A
fucking community
dirtbag
service.
Obama fucking thing?
It looks kind of like, one of the Obamas. There's going to definitely be an Obama connection. It's Chicago. Jesse Jackson.
Well, now Chicago's looking for $130,000 for the cost of the investigation.
Oh, that's why we were talking about Michael Dyson the other day, because of that whole thing. Because Michael Dyson's face was on TV next to Jesse Jackson about something.
Yeah, Michael Dyson is a fucking race-baiting piece of shit.
Right.
And
Race
he's-
card playing motherfucker.
Yeah, I hope he dies. Hope his kids die, too.
Of painful blood
Oh,
cancer.
He's horrible.
Yeah.
And he's too stupid to have... I watch, when you watch these people who, they could certainly run circles around somebody like me on a television program, but when you put them up against somebody that's a real match for them, an intellectual match,
Right.
you watch them just fall apart.
Right.
And he did that with the Jordan Peterson debate and made an absolute fool out of himself. I mean, he was trying to call a Canadian an angry white man.
Right.
And it's like, that shit doesn't fly in Canada.
Yeah, right. It just
You
doesn't
know what
exist.
I mean? They don't have the same,
Sensibilities.
fucking race
Yeah.
history as we do.
Yeah, for some
So-
reason, it's not the Wild West in Canada like it is here,
Yeah, he called him you're a mean, mad white man. That's what and I mean, it came out of nowhere.
Did Peterson, at all burst out laughing at all? He must have laughed a little bit.
Well, Peterson was
did he
on
go-
the side with Stephen Fry,
Yeah.
who basically ended by not saying it directly to Dyson, but said something to the effect of, it's very hard to have a serious debate when you're debating like circus clowns.
Right. He called him a
Something of that effect.
Yeah.
Illiterate circus. I mean, it was awful. It was great the way he said it, and it wasn't racist. It was just, but Dyson, you can see him over there
Right.
because he's a fucking cunt.
Well,
And he's, it's all about, everything's about race with him. And he's not even that black.
he's not. I mean, now that you mention it, especially when he's standing next to Jesse Jackson, who by and large doesn't look that black, but next to Michael Dyson, he looks pretty black. For whatever fucking that means. I mean, so I guess that's gonna do it, Joe. Oh, one other thing that we touched on, and I just, like I do the write up sometimes.
Yes.
I just love when sometimes we can sneak one of these in. I put asterisk over the U or the N, but Susan Rice is a horrid whore cunt. That was one of the things we talked about. You know what I mean?
Well, this is part of the whole. One of the reasons there was a Mueller investigation is because the Mueller investigation was a smokescreen for the shit the Obama administration did, and the Hillary Clinton shit. But mostly the Obama administration, because the Obama administration was using the NSA to spy on people. And that whole Steele dossier was fucking created as evidence to use at the FISA court, because there was a person that smelled a rat who was either head of the NSA. And this is all named, dated, documented, without even using
a shred of conjecture.
No, and it's a book. If you ever want to read it, I'm not going to read it, by Dan Bongino.
Yeah,
and now I think in a way, because he likes to be one of these talking heads on Fox News, arguing with people,
right?
And I think in a way that discredits you.
Sure,
but there's a 35-minute thing on YouTube by Dan Bongino. He does it, and he ties this whole thing together, this whole fucking dirty scheme bullshit together.
Yeah.
And he said, I used all my resources. I specifically used I used the New York Times. I used the Washington Post. I used CNN. He specifically did that so that there wouldn't be any bias.
Right.
That somebody could, you used a Fox News source.
You're talking about Breitbart, man.
Yeah. So this was one big corrupt fucking mess. And now it's over with.
It's over. Hopefully.
It's over with as far as Trump, but depending on whether anybody has the will, Hillary Clinton still has an email controversy where she should probably be in jail.
Right.
And the Obama administration people have some shit to answer for.
Well,
whether that's ever going to be answered for, probably not. Because we'll work ourselves into a lather about some other stupid thing that doesn't matter.
Right. By the way, I checked your. I was just seeing if you had that USB 3, because I just bought one of those and it has that weird USB 3 on it, and I'm like, yet another connection that somewhere down the line I'm gonna have to fucking pay somebody, because I finally got that. Remember I was telling you about the music one? I got.
Oh, the Fire Stick.
I got like 200. No, I had a. It was a Passport or a Seagate or whatever, but it had Fire. Oh yeah, not Fire Stick. It had Firewire. Yeah. So I brought it to my local, right around the corner from where I live. There's a dude who does computers, and I said, "Here's a fucking new fucking Passport, whatever the fuck. Get the fucking shit out of that and put it on that for me so I can listen to it." And he did it, so it was cool. So I had to pay him 100 and something, and I had to pay, those are only $50.
Yeah, these are cheap.
So I got it on that, and now I'm going to dump it, copy it from that to that new fucking computer I just bought for $50 from a fucking slow adult.
Well, you got to take advantage of this.
Wasn't taking advantage of them. I saw an ad on fucking Craigslist. It's like, compact, recently rebuilt, 500 gig fucking hard drive, 4 gigs of RAM. I'm like, whoa, $50. Sign me the fuck up. You know what I mean?
$50.
Windows 10, recent, new Windows 10. I'm like, what is going on? So I haven't owned a PC and a desktop and whole setup, but big deal. I like it. I haven't set it up yet though. I can't wait. Fun to have little toys in life. You know what I mean?
It is. It is.
I used to be like you. I'd have fucking 4 or 5 computers kicking around the fucking place. Now I only have 2. Well, now I got 3 again. Thank you. So anyway, my name is Al. This is the abridged version.
Yeah,
Of Kind of Right. We kind of rapid fired this evening. That's good. We had an actual discussion where both of us talked. And I hope you feel better, Joe. What are you having?
I just tired.
A little tired. Do any labor this week or?
Yeah, I actually stayed up late. I mean, I worked until 9 last night putting up the tile around my fireplace.
Oh, cool.
I got this tile. It's not tile. It's it looks like thin stone.
Yeah, yeah.
And I put that around this fireplace bump out that I have.
We'll make it a little surround.
Yeah, so it looks cool, but I finished it last night.
Oh, good.
It's been sitting around. One of those projects been sitting, and I just got it done.
Would you have a tile saw in the room over there?
No, I borrowed one from Scott, and I've had it for a while, but I finally set up outside on the deck, and
Oh, that's cool.
I used it, worked well,
And now, do you know what you're doing over there, over the wood shop? That room that's over the wood shop.
oh, I have no idea.
You still don't know. I thought you had designs on that recently.
We'll do something.
Yeah, well, you're gonna have to, right?
At
All right.
some point.
My name's Al. That's Joe. This is
Later,
kind of right.
everybody.
All right. Good night, Waterman.